Oh.
See no reason why a trans woman couldn't be a father.
She needed her dad to transition into a woman?
And I am a veteran of the United States Air Force.
Oh.
Huh? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Trans woman, a very touchy subject for all the wrong reasons. Nonetheless, whatever your stance is on this, you did click on this video. In this video, I was watching Snapchat Discover doing some reactions, and I ran into this title right here. It should be something to go along the lines of, I helped my dad transition into a woman. It was very interesting, and since this is a fairly controversial subject, I decided to make this its own video without any ads, so I don't have to go through that whole conundrum. I should have a few intro clips in there. Hopefully it, kept you along. I feel like my opinions on this was very fair. It wasn't crazy. I didn't have some absurd stance on it, and this actually turned out to be this was not what I expected. We all know the stereotypes of the trans and LGBT community. Well, I wouldn't say the stereotypes, it's the loud mouths of it. They're not really true representatives of it. Unfortunately, they're seen as the representatives of it because they're the loudest, not the smartest. But yeah, this turned out to be quite the surprise. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's just jump right into it. Yeah, if the extraordinary family can get us some content here. PewDiePie. Whoa, okay. Oh.
See no reason why a trans woman couldn't be a father. I'm still her father. I'm just a woman and a dad.
If my dad had never transitioned, I probably would not have come out.
Whoa. They go,
my dad had never
that's a lot of cleavage, okay? I hope they don't
come out.
Restrict my video for all this cleavage they're showing out here. All this meat showing. She needed her dad to transition into a woman? To come out as gay?
A veteran of the United States.
Okay. Okay, wait.
They're always haters. I'm not dressing this way to blend in. I sometimes wonder if I want to go bigger. My name is Maxine.
Okay, Max.
I am a transgender woman.
Go for it, yes,
and
sir.
I am a veteran of the United States Air Force.
Honestly, don't have very...
Okay, so I live in a Navy area, right? I'm an Air Force guy. I love planes.
Repeat
and it
after
didn't
me.
pause. I'm an Air Force guy. I love planes. I'm always about the Air Force. But we live in a Navy area, and we know the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army is super competitive. But boy, if this makes it into a boot camp where there's like Air Force and XYZ, like they have like the Air Force Navy game, Air Force Army game, because they have like college football teams. Bro, you ain't never hearing the end of this. Oh, lordy. Do your thing,
memories
Maxine.
of my experiences there.
Okay.
I was in a culture that did not accept me.
I mean,
the way they wanted their men to behave was very specific, and
yeah,
I was
it is
not
the military.
at all that kind of person.
Hey, I
asked myself this question: do I ever want to be perceived as male? And the answer was an immediate no.
What? This is
hormones.
This is
pause. Like, why? Like, what's so? Like, I get it. Here's the thing though. When you see this, don't go too crazy. It's probably up, but there's over 280 million people in the United States, right? There's bound to be some people who see things differently than you. There's bound to be some wackos, some crazy, there's going to be people of all kinds of things. We're a very diverse country, right? Not just, from like a racial standpoint, that there's a multitude of different racials, but there's a bunch of different religions. There's a bunch of different, this, that, and the third, and thought processes. But the one thing you should never do is kind of like lose yourself. Like, if you're a male and you're feminine, right? And you're homosexual, you're a very feminine person. That doesn't mean you need to, you know what I'm saying, like remove your manhood and literally attempt to become a woman. Cause at that point, you're just a pseudo lady, like young Don, Don the Sauce God, like he talked about how like you're not actually a woman, you're just an imitation. You're just basically trying to copy your idea of what a woman is. And not saying that this person is doing that, but for the most part, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get, now they haven't said that they haven't officially stated that he chopped it off and is doing like the estrogen stuff of that, things of that nature, even though he clearly has boobs that are bigger than my biceps, so you still like that. But the thing is, like, what I'm trying to say here is, like, if you like to dress up as a woman, right? If you like to do that, just be a drag queen, right? Because if you're a drag queen and then this is like a phase to you and you're like, you know what, I had my fun with trying to be a woman and I don't want to do this anymore, you take your clothes, you take your women clothes off and you go on about your day. You can be normal. There's no reason to try to like defend that. You can be normal. You can be a man, right? But when you do this is a permanent decision over something that could potentially be a phase, right? You just gave yourself boobs and they haven't shaded it yet, but he potentially cut his meat off. So now you can never get that back. Like, what if one day you lay down and you're like, this was cool, I don't want to do it no more. You can't. And then I hate that they say like, well, he probably didn't mean to, but he said, I don't want to be identified as a male. Like, to me, that's just idiotic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you want, dress yourself the way you want, present yourself the way you want, but you shouldn't be trying to, fog of war your gender. What is on your driver's license? What is on your birth certificate? That is what you are. If you're a male and you want to dress up as a woman, do it. If you're a male and you are feminine and you want to do that, do it. But don't go around saying, I don't want to be identified as because that's just confusing people. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like that, at that point, you're just lying to people. Imagine if, there's a guy that comes up and he's attracted to him. You know what I'm saying? And he's a straight man and this, that, and the third, and he has more reasons to why he won't date a guy or, a transitioned person, because maybe he wants kids, right? Maybe he wants kids. You can't have kids with a with a man that transitioned to a female. You can't do that. So what if he approaches you and he wants to date and this, that, and the third, and you're telling him, I'm a woman, and then he wants to have kids. And you just lied to him for an extreme period. Like, I know that's an extreme situation, but this is also an extreme to transition yourself from a man to a woman instead of just being a drag queen. I'm one of those things. Don't become a trans woman. Just be a drag queen. It's the same thing. You can have fake boobs, this, that, and the third, be like Stewie, pluck it. Just do that. Why? Let's keep watching. I'm over here preaching.
Trans women end up on helps us increase our estrogen levels, trying to get the T out and the E in.
So he wants to get if you didn't catch that there, he wants to get the testosterone out and the estrogen in, which to me is just like, it's just a different thought process. But I strongly discourage this kind of thing. I really do. Like, it's just, hey, but people gonna do what they gonna do.
1.5 years into her transition, and Maxine couldn't be happier with how it's changed her life.
I'm a big girl, so I just like down them all at once. It just changed everything in a way that I could never have anticipated. It has made a world of difference in the way I feel.
Maxine's daughter Mia.
Here's the thing. They need to follow up with these people a year or so after this happens, right? Because when you come to him during the honeymoon phase, like, yeah, I'm transitioning, I want him to fully transition, and then come to him a year or so later and ask him how does he feel about it. Because if you ask anybody how they feel about something during the honeymoon phase, they're gonna say it's all sunshine and rainbows. Ask somebody when they get a new job how you feel. Oh, I love it, man, the job is great. Come to them a few months later after they've been there a few while, they learn all the wrinkles. Oh man, this is some bullshit, what I'm saying, so-and-so, she's so annoying, yada, 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 anything. If you come to them during the honeymoon phase, they're gonna say this stuff. I've never been happier. Come to them after the honeymoon phase, and then you get the real feelings. Then you get the real things. And hopefully this person did his research, you know, and he got some other opinions on this instead of just impulsing his way in. Because you need to see some people who's past the honeymoon phase, and what do they say about it? I hear there's YouTube videos out there, and most of them who's past this honeymoon phase are very negative about this and wish they could go back. You know what I'm saying?
Is proud to have a transgender woman as a dad.
I mean, you should be proud to have a dad in general, but
bisexual and having a transgender parent around helped immensely.
We can finish the season. Oh my
why
God.
does your parent have to
she
be
was 9 because she was surrounded by so many positive influences.
If my dad had never transitioned,
Okay, so is she bisexual because she actually feels that? Like, she came out when she was 9. She doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have that level of thinking, you know? Like, at 9, you know, you should like boys and girls. Probably not in that way to where you would date them, but, you know, you see a guy, he's pretty cool. I want to be like, you're friends with everybody. You're friends with everything. You love your fucking dog as a 9-year-old. So it seems like she's coming out as bisexual just because, like they said, that's the environment that she's in. Like, that's just what she's surrounded by. And if you're a kid and you see a group of people being so happy doing a certain thing, you know, naturally you're gonna be like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So she hasn't really discovered herself. She's not fully self-aware and like in tune with who she is. So I'm not saying you shouldn't encourage this. She should definitely explore this. And if it's something she likes, then go, by all means, be bisexual, be this, that, and the third. But like, it's just odd. Like, she shouldn't need her father to be a you know, to be that. And she shouldn't need her father to be that to feel accepted as with her own sexuality. You feel me? You know, me as like a male, you know, masculine-ish, you know what I'm saying? If I have a daughter or a son that comes out as gay, he should feel just as comfortable coming out, he or her should feel just as comfortable coming out of the closet with me the way I am. I shouldn't have to change my whole physical body just for them to feel comfortable with being you know, for having different preferences than I do.
Probably would not have come out as soon as I did. I don't think I would have been able to do that without the other LGBTQ figure in my life who I knew was going to love me no matter what.
Like, if I was Mia's age now, with all the information that's available now on the internet, I probably would have done this a lot sooner. She and I are so similar. We have such a unique personal relationship.
Where's the mom in all of this?
Because similar, our brains work.
But despite Maxine's transition...
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. This dude is X years old, right? He served in the Air Force, so he's probably at the very minimum mid-30s. That's very minimum. I'm willing to say he's in his 40s or older, right? You shouldn't say that your mind is similar to your... She came out when she was 9. They didn't specify her age, but you shouldn't say my mind is similar to my pre-teenage daughter. You shouldn't do that, but keep it pushing.
Still calls her dad.
There was never any need for me to change what I called my dad, because my dad always said, you know, I fathered you, so you can continue to call me by that name.
See no reason why a trans man couldn't be a mother and a trans woman couldn't.
Okay, at least he's not on the level where he's like, oh, don't switch pronouns, you know.
People have sometimes assumed that I'm attracted to men because I'm female now. I'm gay. I am a caregiver for my partner, Melissa. A really big common misconception comes from the nature of my relationship with Melissa. Nobody wants to assume that we're a couple.
I am muscular dystrophy. I met Maxine through one of my dear friends in high school.
You know what?
This is
I'm gonna
Melissa
mute this,
and I.
but you know what? that took a very positive turn, you know. I disagree with him becoming, you know, a woman. Bowie. I disagree with the path that he took, you know, but him caring for, you know, being a caregiver like that, you know what I'm saying, and then breaking the norm that becoming a, you know, trans woman, you will be gay, you know what I'm saying, breaking that and saying that it's a caregiver, that's a positive influence. You know, I disagree with him, but he wasn't crazy, he's not logical, you know. I strongly disagree, but I'm not mad at this. This is a W transgender. You clap it up. This actually took a very good turn, and crazy title, but ended fairly well. Let's do one more, because that's gonna have to be its own video, and I'm not even gonna try to monetize that, because yeah, I'm not even gonna try to monetize this, so this is gonna have to be its own separate thing.